Okay, this is conspiracycomedy.blogspot.com. Mandela affected in the election, and an interview with the funny paranoid retard. So we're all caught in a dream. How else do you explain the 2016 election? Nothing's logical. Policy doesn't matter. Everything's crazy. Hysteria all around. Apparently life was like a box of chocolates, but not anymore. Your chocolate no longer belongs to you. Forget the effect of dark matter. Be warned of the effect of dark chocolate. Why do you think Donald Trump's face is so friggin' orange sometimes? You got too close to the flux capacitor. Apparently it wears off after a while, but you know he's been time traveling when he looks oranger than Hillary's jumpsuit in the minds of Trump supporters. No, in this Mandela-affected world, people try to remember something, and they can't even figure out where they put the car keys. I mean, really? It's on the table right in front of you. But they look for it everywhere else until they eliminate everything and every place and are forced to come back into the room and find it again. Or reality shift. But I gotta say, how come reality only shifts in subtle ways? If you are looking for directions, it's not as if a dragon pops down and speaks English in a British accent and offers you a ride to the strip club. To figure it out, I requested a sit-down with our very own funny paranoid retard. Unfortunately, he said he couldn't risk it, but he had other means to communicate. He told me how to speak the language of Morse code. No, not Morse code. Morris, as in Zach Morris from Saved by the Bell. So I will translate his images of Zach Morris into text. Specifically, I asked our own funny paranoid retard about whether or not he is worried about the Mandela effect. Here's the comment from funny paranoid retard. Translation. Personally, I'm more worried about space aliens and reptiles, and using mindwave technology energy to take over brainwaves and make me buy some random stock before it collapses, just in time to fund some massive global takeover. But yeah, I guess now that I think about it, certain altering space-time and blowing a hole in the universe worries me too. Durka. I also asked him his take on CERN in 923. 923 was allegedly the end of the world because CERN was going to turn it up to 11 or whatever. Translation. 923 was not the end of the world. It was the end of the entire universe as we know it. I had my tinfoil hat on so they couldn't erase my memories. I know things. That's why they're after me. You didn't know it was the end of the world because it was so much bigger than that. It actually ripped 3 parallel timelines. Each timeline has sort of a magnetic pairing in the way we have North Pole and South Pole. So the tear in each half coupling with the other half. So now we have 3 unique parallel universes. Different than before, but containing some of the same information. Fortunately, tinfoil's atomic properties make it uniquely immune to giant rips in space-time, caused by the smallest particles we know of moving at the speed of light. For example, in my original timeline, Cool Whip tastes creamy and vanilla-like. In this new universe, it tastes like a diabetic episode waiting to happen, wrapped in cotton candy. This in Deja Vu is the best proof. Try it! I told you I know things! Did you know anything when reality shifted? Best pictures for these things. Translation. Yes. At the stroke of midnight, a talking puppy told me that the Council on Foreign Relations is a group of public forum designed as a recruiting ground along with other groups like Bilderberg Group, Trilateral Commission, and stuff like that. He told me they are recruiting grounds for initiates. These initiates eat French toast and do ritualistic jumping jacks while holding each other's sex drunk. For exactly 3 seconds until a negative charge turns positive, and then they release electromagnetism that destroys the world. The puppy told me he can emit a canceling frequency out if I rub his belly. That last part he made up, but it just so happens that there was a canceling frequency that only occurred recently. This is obviously in reference to the Bill Nye thing. Tell me more about the canceling frequency and what causes it. Bill Nye sent out a message that causes the initiates to ooh for an extra 3 seconds. And the positive charge went negative and prevented the ionization from the atoms. Not only that, but the video was so cringeworthy to normal people that government no longer will have the support to spend as much money in the science department and science grants. Therefore, CERN will never get the funding to create a particle accelerator large enough to destroy the universe's regenerative capabilities or to piss off nearby aliens. So in a sense, Bill Nye really did save the world. For those of you that don't know, the documentary of the Bill Nye sex junk thing was called Bill Nye Saves the World. It was on Netflix, and everyone made fun of it because it was so stupid. If the universe we know ended in 2015, can you tell me why people predicted doom in 2012? The Mayans are hiding under the ground along with reptilians, and they will all come out soon and dance like Michigan J. Frog and abandon their wicked ways. For behold and rejoice, there is a new heaven and a new earth. Do you think what you're doing and saying will ever make a difference and influence people? Yes. For example, I am a schizophrenic, and so am I. The both of me recently convinced my psychologist to see the code. The exchange went like this. I went to the psychiatrist wearing nothing but glad wrap shorts, claiming, the aliens are coming to harvest our brain. And he said, well, I can see you're nuts. I said, I'm not crazy, it's true. He said, well, I agree about the aliens, but put on some pants, I can see you're nuts. Do you see? Tattooed on these nuts was a Morse code that went like this. This translates to saying, the Mandela Effect is real. Once you see this, you will have no choice but to confirm that you agree and tell me to put on some pants if you can see this code. So your psychologist is on your side now? Well, I've often wondered about it. Good news is that he recently told me I'm not crazy anymore. I'm very thankful for this. But then again, what is an imaginary psychologist that lives inside my head? No, anyways, and why does he look suspiciously like a giraffe? This conversation is over.